And welcome to another episode of You Must Be Joking.
Right?
Yeah. So, how you been doing there, Veg?
Oh, just, without. Been doing without. How about you?
Oh, I'm married. Of course, I'm doing without.
Oh, okay.
Let's hear. I did listen to Vegetable Soup last week, or this week,
Oh, boy.
and found that pretty interesting. You were all alone, though. You sounded so lonely.
I'm always alone over there anymore.
I thought Trevor used to work with
Well, he, his work schedule is getting ready to correlate with days that I record, but not yet, so.
you.
That and a lot of times I just over there playing video games, so I turn it on and just talk to myself and use that as an episode. So I honestly won't know what episode you listen to until I actually go ask Trevor which one he posted so I can listen to it. Because in all honesty, I really do pre-record a lot of that stuff, and so I'm probably about 6 episodes ahead.
Wow. Yeah. I can't think that fast. I think it's because
That's
I'm
evident.
blonde. Yes. I think it's because I'm blonde, but it could be because I'm old.
I've got both of those going on, so I can agree.
You're far from blonde.
I used to be a lot blonder than this when I lived in the sunshine state of California.
Yeah, well, I wasn't even blonde when I was in California and in eastern Washington during the summer. I made a peeled potato look pale. It was just my head almost glowed. I tried doing a crew cut once, and even though they left hair this long on the top, you couldn't see it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it just looked like a chrome dome. It's like, damn.
He got some fine frog hair.
Yeah, that was pretty much it, man. You just couldn't see it, until my head got sunburned, and then you could see the difference.
Back then, I kept my hair pretty long, so it was not quite translucent, but it was very, very vibrant white. Yeah. It was neat. It has not been that vibrant since it grew out, since I've lived up here.
Well, here, even my hair has gotten darker. Because there's not as much sun, and I don't spend as much time outside as
exactly.
I used to.
And if I do, it's just,
I'm outside. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, with me, I got the hat on and everything to keep the sun out of my eyes. So, but yeah, when I was a kid, I always kept my hair cut almost army regulation. It was just real short.
Blah.
And. And I always wore boot-cut jeans or straight-leg jeans. Always wore either denim or a Western-style shirt.
Are you fucking Canadian?
No, cowboy. Cowboy hat. Very seldom I ever wore a ball cap.
Horse boy?
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't ride cows. You ride horses.
Yeah.
Why do they call them cowboys if they riding horses?
Because their job was watching after the cows, not the horses.
Cows and boys? Or just boy cows?
Boy cow would be a bull, so evidently they'd be, bull in it.
Bull boy. Pool boy?
But yeah, that's the way I dressed until my mother and my kind of a foster grandmother, Mrs.
Told you
Hebert.
it was the wrong way?
Well, they decided to...
We don't live in Texas, kid.
They decided to get me the ugliest green pair of bell-bottom jeans.
Were they corduroy?
Almost, they might as well have been. They were almost like the
I remember bell bottoms. I think I had a pair.
They had, but it was this green stuff. It was kind of like the jeans that the old guys wear. But they were bell-bottom. And they were the ugliest green you ever did see. And they forced me to wear that one day. And I was crying, man. I was pissed. I did not want to wear it. And I came unglued, And so I went ahead and I wore them for that one day. I ended up in a couple of fights and everything. And then I went ahead and took the pants and caught myself on a barbed wire fence so I could, like that, and just ripped them wide open so I didn't have to wear them again. But that's the way I was, And then when I got to be 14, I still dressed similar to that. I was still the cowboy and everything. But I moved to Oregon, and everybody, of course, called me Goat Roper, and this kind of stuff, But
Mr. Roper.
But they I enjoyed being different from everybody else. But my sister had made a comment. My older sister, made a comment that she thought that I had beautiful hair, and she was jealous of it because I had to curl. She always had to curl hers, but mine would curl. And so she said, she'd love to see it long. And so she was married in South Dakota. So I decided, okay, well, I'll go ahead and grow it long. And it drove me nuts when it was touching my ears. But once it got past the ears, it was like, oh, yeah, I like this, In the wintertime especially, go camping and go hunting and stuff like that, It was nice and warm. Wear a headband, so that's when I started growing my hair long, was when I was 14. But, of course, then, I was also wearing bell-bottom jeans, not those weird, funky-looking things. They were actually blue jeans,
Don't lie.
And sometimes I would wear white jeans, but not very often because I never could keep them clean.
Yeah, I had a pair of white jeans one time. I remember that. Then we went picking blackberries.
Yeah.
And never again.
Yeah, it's funny how they just die day one.
Yeah. Blackberries are they're very staining. Very staining.
Yeah, but they are good.
They are.
Along with blackberry pie, blackberry pancakes, blackberry jam.
Blackberry rhubarb pie is some good stuff. A lot of sugar in it, though.
Yeah, well, if the dog doesn't continue to kill my rhubarb plant out here. We didn't do it last year. I was too busy, but the year before that, I made probably 4 rhubarb pies. I did it with strawberry rhubarb, did it raspberry rhubarb, did blackberry rhubarb, and there was another one. I can't remember which one it was. But still, my favorite, of course, is raspberry rhubarb. That is so good. But yeah, a lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah, it's worth it though. It's not as bad as like when I was a kid though, because when I was a kid in my cowboy time, I would go ahead and I'd cut off a piece of rhubarb, and then just dip it into the sugar bowl.
Yeah, did that in Alaska.
Did that when I was living in Alaska. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everything's better when you dip it in sugar.
I don't know. An egg, I prefer to dip it in salt.
Have you tried it in sugar?
No.
Then you can't say, can you?
I have an idea of how it would taste, though.
Better than plain egg.
Maybe. Yeah. I'm not really all that big on sweets,
flavor.
though.
See, yeah. See, if you like sweets, like I do, then yeah, pretty much anything dipped in sugar is okay. Pretty much anything.
Yeah. See, I'm more into the salty stuff, But I mean, I'll eat some of the sweet stuff, but I can't do it very often. I just can't.
I like to eat the sweet stuff.
Yeah. In another month or two, I'll probably end up baking some cookies, like the...
I made cookies the other night. Thinking about making cake today.
Well, we still got cake in the fridge, So.
I saw that. That's what gave me the idea. I was like, hey, I could make a cake.
Well, you could just take that one with you.
Why would I do that? That's your cake. I don't want to deprive you of cake.
I haven't been eating it. I don't even know what that one tastes like. I had the carrot cake, though.
I like carrot cake. Carrot cake's all right.
Yeah, we had a couple of carrot cakes, but my wife brings them home from so. But it just doesn't go very fast,
Yeah.
That's one reason why I like the coconut cream pies. Okay, the coconut cream pie is a whole lot better because you can go ahead and you can cut it on up and and if nobody wants it, then put it back in the freezer. Just
Or you can freeze any cake.
Yeah. But I don't know. Coconut cream, though, it's actually worth the effort. That's my weakness for sweets, you know. That and pecan pie.
I like me some toasted coconut. That's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Just buy a coconut, break it open, shave it, brown it. Yeah. What's really good is brown it in coconut oil.
Ah, never thought about it. I've always just taken the coconut, busted it open, gone ahead and, you know, scraped it all out, you know, get all the shell off there, and then just start munching away.
Yeah, it's all right. Toasted's better.
Yeah, I've never tried it, though.
I mean, I like to do dry toasted, but one time I tried it with some coconut oil. Woo, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Deep fried, kind of crunchy. It was neat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Just a little bit. Not a lot of oil. Not like I was deep frying it to make
French fries.
rice puffs. Yeah. Or French fries. Yeah. It was just to see, really to see how it would taste with coconut oil and to see if it would crisp up or just completely burn the shit out of it. And it turned out real good because it crisped up. Nice crunchy, like what are those? I'd like the crispy little onion things you can put on salads. Almost like that, but with coconut flavor.
Crispy little onion things.
Yeah, you know, you little, I don't know, you put them chow mein noodles or whatever they are.
I don't know.
Yeah, so if I knew what they were, I would say exactly what they are. You know, the thing, the stuff. But yeah, so yeah, they're really good. I like it. Just try it.
I will. Because, you know, my wife and daughter, they like coconut too, you know.
I've even cheated and just used regular coconut from the baking aisle.
Yeah, see, now that stuff I can usually just handful. You know. It's already shaved and everything. It's sweet.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Throw it in the pan, brown it up a little bit. Perfect. Now, instead of one handful, you're eating the bag. Shit. Serving size, 1/8 of a teaspoon. What?
No, serving size, 1 bag each. Good stuff.
That's what makes me laugh when they get the M&Ms in a bag like maybe 10 ounces and it says sharing size. I'm on like, what? Sharing size? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's for sharing to my hand, then to my mouth. Get away from my bag.
What kills me is they have those little bags that they call single serving, and there's like 6 M&Ms in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Hey, did you know that stacking M&Ms is something you can get into the Guinness Book of World Record doing?
Really?
Yeah. You know what the record is?
No.
6. 6 M&Ms for 10 seconds.
Really?
Yeah. And what's that stuff, the stones that they do when you're hiking, camping? I can't remember what those are called.
Yeah, the markers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stack M&M. I'm getting in the Guinness Book of World Records. I'm going to stack M&Ms. I'm going to stack 10 of them, God damn it. I'm going to make it a hard record to break. Now the guy just sat, he had cloth around his fingers like toilet paper. And stack, knock him over. Damn it. Stack. Finally got to 6 of them. Stopped. Okay, good. So,
yeah, just touch it to your tongue. Stick it, let it kind of melt together.
I just do it without cheating.
Is that cheating, really?
Yes.
You know, lick your fingers, you know.
Because they didn't do it that way. If they'd done it that way, it'd be different. Because then I'd just be like, well, I'm going to take this package of M&Ms and stack it like 20 high because they seem to have flat sides on both sides. Very nice. Yeah, no. Although it'd be neat to get the peanut M&Ms and stack them, you know,
that one there would be a lot harder because they're not necessarily uniform in their shape.
Yeah, where the other ones are. So if you can find the exact point of balance on them.
You could.
Well, someone did. And he went up to 6 and stopped. So why not go up to 10? I'm sure that if you find the exact point of balance for 6, you can find 1, maybe 2 more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just because the interior is unpredictable. So if you stack one wrong, now you gotta start over again.
Yeah, the part that would get me is because I know this would happen when I'm putting the next one on top. The one in the middle is going to squirt out the side because I can't tell if I'm pushing down or not. Sometimes,
Well, that's why it was weird. Because he had the toilet paper around his fingers and he's picking them up, putting them on top, picking them up, putting them up. I'm like, well, at that point, why not just use tweezers?
Well, he's probably doing that to help steady it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely convinced that is correct. That he was absolutely using that to find the pinnacle, to stand it on. So it just seemed weird that he would have his fingers wrapped, because I would think I would want to be able to feel the M&M like slipping to either side.
Maybe he's got oily fingers or thumbs or something to where his hands
didn't want him to stick. Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Hey, that could be that. Could absolutely be that. So yeah, but
with my luck,
it took him like 5 or 6 tries that they showed to actually get it to stack like that. So it's not like it's like, oh, I'm just gonna stack some fucking M&Ms, bro. It's like, no. So it looked very difficult. But I want to try and do it. I think I want to get in the Guinness Book of World Records stacking fucking M&Ms because I'm a fat old man.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be something to try anyway.
I think so.
Yeah.
There's a because I just happened upon it, and when I happened upon it, because I watch a lot of fucking YouTube, because I have no life, because I don't need one, but. There was, in the chain of videos that's on the side, there's a video that says this guy did 52 records in a year in the Guinness. He broke, 52. I'm just like, what?
One a week?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, really? So how long did he train? I should have watched that one. He didn't train for it, or I do not know if he trained for anything or not. I should have watched it.
So everybody, here's what we're going to do.
Oh, boy.
He's going to go ahead and let us know when he's going to try and stack those. We're all going to get together and we'll stand around watching him with our faces this far from the M&Ms.
No breathing. Don't breathe on my M&Ms. The condensation from your breath. Wait, it's making it easier to stack. Keep going. Get closer.
And then as soon as he lets go and everything, well, yeah!
Keep bumping the table. What the?
No, but tapping our feet, to the music in our heads.
What an erratic procession of tones. So yeah, that's it seems like an achievable goal. I think a year is a good time frame for it, because
and give you time to train,
Give me a time to go grab a big bag of M&Ms and see if I can do it this way, see if I need to wrap my fingers, see if I can do it with tweezers, read the rules, see if there's any kind of disqualifying maneuvers I can make, like licking them.
I know I could do at least 10.
How many people do I have to have as witnesses? Can I film it? Sorry, I don't mean to look. I had someone coming.
Yeah, I could do at least 10, but I'd have to put salt on the table to keep them from falling over that way.
To do that when
to stand an egg.
You do the thing, yeah. Or stand the salt shaker itself.
Yeah.
Blow away all the salt. What's holding it up? Cubes. Geometry.
But yeah, just put a needle down there and start threading them through.
Pre-drill all your stuff. Make sure no one can see what's going on. Use the magic of the television to whoop whoop. Look at that. Why is he going so high with every stack?
Yeah, but see, even
he's so precise with his placement.
Even if you got above 6, I was just thinking about that, because M&Ms are round to begin with.
Yeah, rounded. Oblique. Yeah.
So probably once you get up to 6, trying to get any more than that. It's not just finding the center of balance, because now you got to keep the top weight from causing it to fall over this way.
Well, yeah, but and that would, I mean, it's basically you're building a crumple zone, because it's gonna just It's not like it'll fall over just like that or just like that, even though it could. There's the chance that it'll, each one will bend in its own direction. It's multi-knuckled at that point, so it's really just an accordion waiting to fold. But, so yeah, it seems like, I mean, I think 10's a good goal. I don't think it's achievable, but it's a good goal.
You gotta learn to be gullible. Nothing will ever happen if you don't believe it. So be gullible. Hey, just believe it.
That's a flat earthers are gullible. I think my most favorite video from the Flat Earth Society is they spent, I want to say, like $30,000 or $40,000 on this very precise laser instrument for measuring the rotation of Earth, so that they could debunk that it was moving or turning or whatever it's supposed to. And it did what it was supposed to do. And they never really, they're just like, oh, and they ended the video on that. And it's really weird, because you would think that they would come up, I mean, even I could, as a non-flat earther, even I could come up with an excuse as to why that thing was moving. It's because, okay, well, maybe we do live on a flat disk, but it's moving, right? So that's why it's only moving. They didn't even do that. They was just like, oh shit, it did a thing. Into the video.
Oh yeah, because if they would have delved into it, there would have been a reason, and then that would have debunked their
the reason
flat
is because
Earth
it's spinning. But they could have just said, oh well, the disk we're on is spinning. But they didn't. They didn't. Nothing. They just ended it on the trauma of it didn't work the way we thought it was gonna work. It's just like,
well, you think about it, okay? What they're trying to do is go back in science, okay, before Galileo.
Well, they're throwing away science. They're saying that all science is theory, which is correct, but they don't understand what they're saying, because that's why it's called theoretical science, because all science really does start as theory.
Oh, yeah.
And then they do what they call the scientific method, which is as long as something is testable and repeatably testable, with results that are measurable.
Repeatable results that you can measure.
Yeah, repeatable results that can be measured, or whatever. That becomes a scientific method, which becomes what we call the religion of science. And yeah, I say it's a religion because I believe science. So, and like I said at the beginning, gravity, I believe strongly in gravity, because it's expressed itself to me many times, and so
yeah, I've had a few lumps to prove
exactly.
It. Yeah,
so I'm just like, the thing that I was watching today, they were talking about how a flat earther will be like, well, spinning ball, the water just shoots off a spinning ball. How can you show me that it doesn't do that? And
I remember when I was 4 years old, I was thinking the same thing. I couldn't understand why, if the world was spinning, why we didn't fly off instead of come back.
Right.
And then I was thinking, well, maybe we really don't know what's going on, and maybe we're actually on the inside of the planet. The sky is actually the shell.
Ooh, could be.
But that was kind of stupid. But I was 4,
Well, yes, yeah, I was a flat earther for a long time, and then I went to school for like 6 years, maybe, or whenever I started school. So yeah. And then I saw a globe, and I was like, "What's that?" So I watched an absolutely unrelated science thing, because I like the ISS, and so I watched a lot of YouTube videos from the ISS, and they did an experiment where they had just this rock, and they kind of and it spun around, because they're in less gravity. I'm not going to say zero gravity, but they're in less gravity in orbit, and then they put water on it. And since there's nothing except for the rock for the water to grab onto, because it has that I'm going to say
centrifugal
veneer.
force.
No, the veneer, the whatever the skin of water is, that hypertension or whatever it is. It grabbed onto the rock. It wasn't perfectly round or anything, but it grabbed onto the rock, and I was like, right right there. That's just absolute proof that, gravity exists and the Earth doesn't throw water off of it because it's spinning so fucking slow compared to the universe that we live in. I mean, it's not like, because you take a tennis ball and you go, and yeah, everything's going to shoot off it. But if you take a tennis ball and just do this with it, nothing's going to shoot off it, right? Because the Earth is supposedly like 36,000 miles around.
Yeah, I can't remember,
and
but
it
yeah.
turns one revolution in a day. So,
Yeah, they can.
You got to compare that to the tennis ball spin. One revolution a day ain't nothing coming off that ball. But if you do that, oh yeah, everything's coming off of it. If the Earth was spinning as fast as that tennis ball was spinning, we wouldn't exist. Which is probably why we didn't exist in the beginning, when the Earth was supposedly a big hot ball of cohesive material that just fell together in a fiery, Well,
it depends on which theory you're going for. Yeah.
That is also correct, because you can always find a theory that's going to back whatever idiocy you have.
Yeah, well, see, I found out that there is actually a way to appease science and religion at the same time.
Die?
No.
Oh.
About the creation of Earth.
Oh, boy.
Okay, they got the Big Bang Theory, right?
Yeah, which is, they say, measurable, so whatever.
Okay, well, if you think about it, okay, God was the first one there, and then he made his own kids, right?
Bang.
Yeah. Okay. That's another way to look at it. But what I was thinking...
I had a Big Bang Theory this morning.
But the way I was thinking it, pardon me for not being quite so graphic, but I was thinking, okay, here he is alone, and then he has all these kids. Okay. He wanted them to help him.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
So we're talking about God has kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is before the creation of the universe?
Yeah,
or are you saying the kids are the creation of the universe?
No, they were before.
Okay.
They were supposed to help him do all this stuff.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
Right. But you know how kids get together
Apollo, mow the yard. I told you to mow the goddamn.
But the kids always get together and everything, and then they start bickering,
Right.
And they don't want to help you do anything. They want to do it their way. They don't want to do it the way you want it done and everything. So now God has to put up with these people, and they're driving him nuts.
You petulant child.
That's it. And so he takes this rock and he's pissed off and he throws it up against the wall, and boom, there's your Big Bang.
Okay.
Now you got all these rocks flying around.
Okay.
Okay. So now he goes ahead and tells them how to get them to go on and put them where they want to
clean up these rocks.
That's it. And so they're trying to sweep them out, get them out of there, and everything. So now everything is kind of going out on the outside, right? Okay. So one of them is sitting down, just screwing around, okay? And he's trying to get his attention to get him to stand up and start doing his job, but he's not doing it. So now he grabs a ball of rock, of iron, to get this kid's attention, and he throws it. Okay, well, it turns out that the kid was sitting where Earth is. Okay, on that rock. Okay. Now, when he throws that iron ball to hit the kid moves, because they always do, so you're going to break a window or something. Yeah. So now he goes ahead and that iron goes into the rock that he was sitting on, and now it's spinning because he
threw it that
fastball. That sucker's just hooking, and now but it gets caught in there, and now it's spinning in there, and that causes the rotation of the Earth to go, and that gives it the gravity.
All of a sudden, there's life.
Yes. So, see, now you got science and you got religion, and it's all together because that actually is.
Because I strongly believe that without gravity, there would be no life.
I strongly believe that you're probably right, because if it would really
it'd be different. It'd be way different.
Yeah, you'd have a hard time meeting a woman in a singles bar if there wasn't any gravity to hold you into it,
Right. We're all up on the roof here, looking at the floor. Hey, dark matter.
High five, and then you go totally
different. Exactly.
Back. Oh shit.
A high five turns into a way bye-bye right now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you'd have to abolish inertia and centrifugal force in order to, and friction. Otherwise, you'd never get anywhere.
I know.
Or you'd only get someplace. You could never stay anywhere.
You'd definitely be just going on. Hey, look at hair. Isn't it always weird how a hair can get woven into your clothing?
Yeah. Well, when you think about it,
well, it's like the washer and dryer are some kind of loom.
Well, they are. I mean, you've cleaned the dryer vent, right?
Yeah.
I mean, hell, there was actually an article or a show or something about this woman that was actually taking the lint and doing arts and crafts, and she actually started knitting that stuff together and making her own cloth out of it.
Right.
And I thought
might as well. She's already paid for it.
Yeah. Talk about recycling. Now there you go.
And the only reason I bring that up is because I cut my hair a long time ago. I used to have hair down in my butt, but I don't anymore. And it was a long time ago that I cut it. And I have a lot of clothing.
Yeah.
And I try to cycle through it so that I don't wear everything out all at once. I kind of try and wear it out in stages. So I grab these socks that I haven't worn in a while. I pull them on, and there's something uncomfortable between my toes. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Pull the sock off, thinking maybe that the piece of plastic from the tags in there still. It's a hair. And it's one of my, because my SO has dark hair. And I have this hair, and also it was lighter when it was longer. And so I fish out this hair, and I'm like, what the motherfucker? How did this hair, and it wasn't like I could just pull it out like I just did with that little short hair. This thing was woven in there, and like if you pull an actual thread out of the sock, how it'll work.
Yeah.
It did that, and I was just like, what the fuck going on here? How did it do that? How did the washing and drying of that sock get that hair so woven into there?
Maybe, I'm just saying maybe, okay, it's not a fact, but maybe it was just coincidence that it was that color. Maybe it was from the manufacturer's loom.
There is absolutely that possibility.
Yeah. So
absolutely. But and still,
I think that's probably where the hair on my toes came from too, from the sock.
From the sock? Yeah, there's something in the sock, man. It's in the way that you use it.
Yeah, because I didn't have those hairs when I was a kid.
Me either. There's a lot of hairs I didn't have when I was a kid that I have now that I don't really want.
Yeah. I've noticed every time.
But I'm talking to you about it.
I have noticed that every time I pluck an ear hair or a nose hair, my forehead gets higher.
I see. So leave them in? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't pluck them anymore.
Start braiding them?
I'll cut them, but I ain't plucking them. Don't leave me, babies.
Oh, get rid of that shit. I can say that, though, because I'm probably never, ever going to go bald.
Yeah, well, my dad was bald by the time I was born almost,
Well, see, my father was balding the last time I actually saw him. Whereas my great-grandfather and grandfather on my mother's side, full head of hair all the way to death. My great-grandfather lived to 88. My grandfather lived to 70-something.
Yeah, see, well,
so I'm going to have hair according to my mom's side of the genes.
Well, my dad's side of the family, all the men had a full head of hair, even at death.
Except your dad?
Yeah. And then
But see, what did he get from his mom's side of the family?
As far as I know, because she had a full head of hair.
No.
And all of my uncles that I ever met all had full head of hair.
Yeah, okay, so your dad was the new anomaly.
Yeah, my mother.
And now you're part of it.
Her mother was the same way. I mean, all of her brothers had a full head of hair.
Yeah, because I'm waiting. I mean, it's bound to happen, right? That's what happens to people. Even women go bald. But so when it happens, I'm just gonna shave it. I ain't gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna hide it. No, I'm just gonna fucking shave my head and be like, I'm another bald person, just like everybody else.
No, I always figured I'd probably be a lot like my father, because even though he was, he always had that little bit of hair right here. You know,
the Widow's Peak or whatever it's called.
Yeah, well, you know, just right here in the middle, you know, there was still some hair growing, you know, just a patch right here.
Okay, okay.
And you know, and then it was, you know, back, you know, and it just kept getting further back, and you know, little crown. And so, but he would always part it on the side and then comb those hairs back, you know, like this, you know, and push them forward so they stuck up. You know,
so he made it a cool dude.
Yeah, you know, and then and
more power to. He's like, hey, this is me, bitch.
Yeah, you know, and then he got to where, you know, there wasn't that many. There were only like 3 or 4 hairs and everything, you know. And I asked him, you know, I said, Dad, why in the hell do you even just cut them off? He says, no, they're still there. Yeah. You can go ahead and you comb them, push them forward, and you look real close, you can see them in the light. But yeah, I remember walking up to him more than once and everything, you know. And
hey, well, you know, they've started body shaming guys now. More and more.
Yeah, but, you know, I mean, a real guy, you can't do that.
Well,
you can't.
Look at the commercials that are on TV now.
Yeah, but see, those aren't real guys.
But that Cole dude, he's a pretty funny comedian. He's doing the
Well, I'm not saying that they're not funny, but then I mean, look at Rita Rutner. She's very funny. Okay? She's one of the funniest women on the planet. Okay? And yet, she's a girl. Okay?
She's not a woman?
Yeah, she is. Well, she's a woman, girl, female.
Whatever.
Well, yeah.
Listen, it's all semantic gymnastics at this point.
But my point is that a real guy, you could not body shame.
Well, no, because you can't body shame me because I don't care about your opinion or what I look like.
And most guys, that's what we do as a culture, as men. That's what we do, you know. Hey, you fat old fart, you know, or hey, you balding mother.
But see, there's a new culture coming that we're not part of.
Yeah, but those aren't guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
No, they wax, they Botox, they pluck their eyebrows.
Yep, and they're still guys.
No, they're girls. They're just
still guys.
Man, they're girls with Adam's apples.
That's the old man talking.
They're just girls with Adam's apples.
Change is coming, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to accept it. But that don't stop it.
No, but that just means that, you know, a real guy actually doesn't have too much competition anymore. You know, if a woman wants a man, you know, who's she going to go for? The guy that that can hold a tackle box?
That's the whole thing of evolution. No, women don't want no guy that can hold a tackle box. A woman wants a guy that's got Bitcoin and gold.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, man. That kind of stuff goes out, you're going to be sitting there next to a fishing hole trying to catch it, you know, and not know how to do it.
Yeah, but when there's no more fish, or if it's illegal to fish,
that'll never happen.
Never say never, sir.
No, because you
used to be able to go fishing without having to tell somebody, hey, is it okay if I go fish? Oh, I got to give you money. Yeah,
without a license.
Yeah. See, so don't pretend.
Oh, no, but
the next step in our evolutionary scale is not being even allowed to fish unless we work as a commercial fisherman.
They don't have enough people to police it to keep you from walking up into
have you ever walked outside and seen people with cameras just ready to Karen on you? Come on now.
I can go
There's Karens everywhere.
I can go up
in every section of life. I can go up into the
mountains and go fishing without a license, and all I have to do is make sure that I ain't got anybody around.
All you have to do is what? Excuse me, make sure what? Make sure no one's there.
Right.
Yeah, you have to make sure no one's there.
Yeah, and it
sounds criminal to do that, doesn't it?
Well, yeah.
You're making it sound criminal.
Yeah, but see, you're looking at somebody that for 6 months was living in the mountains,
brother,
on Willamette timberland, actually building fires to cook with.
I'm right there.
When nobody was
maybe
allowed
I wasn't
to do it.
in the woods, but I was definitely on the beach, and I was definitely in the park. So you know, I've lived off the land just like you, and I know what it's gonna. The change is coming, man. Things are gonna.
Oh yeah, well, the change is already here.
Yeah,
if you look what's happening in the news right now.
Oh, don't even get me started, because we'll go down a torrential path of terror and darkness that I actually kind of root for.
Well, it's going to hit. I mean, it's already here. You know.
But okay, you know what? Let's go down that path.
Okay, but
Ukraine is in distress right now because Putin is flexing some Russian muscle. and none of us are stopping him. And it's our fault. And you say, how can it be our fault? Well, because
complacency.
Putin is not incorrect about NATO's incursion into the Eastern Bloc. And Putin is not incorrect about the EU's incursion into the Eastern Bloc. And Putin is not incorrect about our willingness to spread democracy like wildfire, because that's what we do. We depose dictators and we put in our own puppet ministries. And Putin wants to unite Russia.
He wants the USSR back.
Because if you go back, because if you go back far enough,
he wants to rebuild
the birth
USSR.
of Russia was in the Ukrainian providence. That's where the birth of Russia really happened in the
Crimea,
expansion.
when he annexed
they annexed Crimea
because
14 years or 15 years ago,
because it was a major port area,
and that's understandable. Yeah. Why take the rest of Ukraine? It's ego, and that's all there is to it. And
because he's got to.
Well, he doesn't have to.
Yeah,
there's nothing there.
There's
no
reason.
reason.
It doesn't matter. If he doesn't incorporate all of Ukraine, then he doesn't get the full USSR back, and then he doesn't have the full picture. Okay, he's trying to do this before he dies, and he doesn't care who he has to kill to do it. Okay, and so
just like our government. Oh,
yeah. But the weird part is right now I think that he is, because we have Biden our time in office, okay, because he's never going to get a second term. He's just biding his time.
You think?
Yeah.
Americans are pretty stupid.
Yeah, but we're not that stoned. Okay. Close, but not quite. Okay, but especially with this going on. Okay. So Putin, if Biden wasn't in there, Putin wouldn't be so gung ho. Okay,
are we sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Because remember, everyone thought that Trump was Putin's lapdog. So if Putin was doing this with Trump in office, everyone's probably be like, "Oh, Trump should be like, here's the red carpet, get on in there."
No, because Trump was actually unstable enough and temperamental enough to where Biden or Putin, I think, would have actually thought 2 or 3 times before pushing it, because you listen to what
here's me.
You listen to what Trump said a couple of times. He was ready to push
him.
Yeah, he was ready to push the button more than once.
And now
Putin is ready
to push the button.
Yeah. Okay.
And here I am going, push it.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it
push it.
No matter what you're going to talk about as far as any of this goes, if you're religious, you're looking at Armageddon. If you're not religious, then World War III is imminent.
Yeah, but World War III has been happening since the end of World War II.
Nah, that was
just like the end of World War I brought on the beginning of World War II.
That's like the book of The Hobbit to the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
It's more like it's more like the Silmarillion.
Yeah, what's been going on is
it's more like the Silmarillion, because it'll explain to you what's actually supposed to be the pertinent focus point for you while you're reading these things. And most people ignore the Silmarillion.
So
because it's too technical.
Yeah, but I mean, no matter which way you go on it, it's imminent. All you can do and everything is just.
I mean, what we allow to continue will continue.
Yeah.
And we allow this to continue.
Yeah.
And by this I mean war. We're in the 21st century, and we still do war. We're pathetically mentally inept to be custodians of this planet, and it's obvious in how we treat it.
Well, the weird part to me is they've been doing all this drone shit, all over the place. They've got drones fighting, doing this, nuking this. Why don't they just do a war where the drones are fighting each other, and the one with the last drone wins?
Have a paintball war.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, let's have a paintball battle. Big old paintball battle. I'd be all over that. Let's do it.
Yeah.
See, and here's the thing about if you settled disparages through paintball. Here's the thing.
You're on to something. Okay, I'm going to let you finish, but we're on to something here. Yeah.
If you settled disparages through paintball battles, you could have anyone from the age of 60 to 600 participate. Everybody would be given weapons and training throughout their entire damn lives, and we wouldn't need real guns, and someone walks into a theater and shoots it up with a paintball because they're mentally problem. We're just like, oh, that guy, let's catch him, as opposed to let's fear him, you know? So we could definitely get on board with settling disparages through paintball battles, because everyone would have a good time. And as you're eliminated, you go back to the camp and you watch and you wait. And just like you said, last man standing, his whatever is the new thing. And hopefully it's not like we get to have sex with children and the last man standing, you know. So, but I'm hoping that by the time we get to the point where we're settling disparages through paintball battles, which is awesome, that we're beyond that kind of sickness in our mental capacities.
Okay, here we go. I like the way you were thinking there, and I think that instead of this next election, I think everybody should be issued paint guns. You pick red or blue paint, and we'll just count how many people are shot, and then your vote actually counts. Okay, red or blue.
But what if I don't want to vote for the two clowns that are paraded in front of us?
Okay, then you go ahead and you shoot it with
white
green.
Or green.
Yeah.
Green party, white party, red party, blue party. Oh, purple party. Oh, dude, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because then you just go through and you count. Okay, how many of these are there? Okay, well,
yeah.
this particular
when
party.
you got the green, the blue, the green and the purple.
Yeah.
Okay, then if those are actually the more prominent colors, the winning colors, then you do another battle between their candidates.
Well, here's what I was going to suggest.
There.
So you got the different colors. So you got the different levels. Green and white are for city level. Purple and blue or purple and red are for state level, and then blue and red are for federal level, you know.
Oh, so there you go.
But yes, as the thing happens, now you have to re-eliminate, because so someone comes in and they're super green and they're super thing, and then this guy's shooting whites in there because he's a jerk. So now you take, okay, well, green and purple, these many people, now they all get armed with their stuff, and then you figure it out again. So yeah, it could be a super awesome process of elimination.
Yeah, but you would also see where the majority of the opinions are, because the ones that are really willing to push it and willing to fight for it are going to be the ones getting in the most shots.
Well, here's another side of that, though. They could also purchase more ammo. See, now your dollar is really counting for your vote.
Yeah, but see,
because if you buy 5 barrels of ammo,
no.
And the guy that isn't really on board, but he's following you, only buys 1 barrel of ammo, you know, you're right, your guy's good. As opposed to that team over there, we got to get hundreds and hundreds of barrels. So now you're creating jobs. You're making elections fair. And you're expanding and growing as a culture and as a species.
Yeah, and
are we wrong? We're probably wrong.
And the really cool part is that at the end of the day, okay, everybody gets to go and have a beer together or whatever. Nobody gets hurt, except maybe they get welts, because
because they're too close.
Yeah,
ha ha, pat.
Well, hey, dude.
And seeing the same thing could happen at the bar.
Yeah,
you have all of a sudden you're drunk and you're having disputes at the bar.
No, that happens.
No.
Now, the bars and private homes should be exempt from firefights.
Nope.
That should be the safe
There should
place.
be no more fisticuffs. It should always be paintball fights.
Well,
or those really soft battle sticks. Those are cool.
Now, how about the great big boxing
the balloon
gloves?
Yeah, those two. Every bar should be equipped with 4 sets of those.
Yeah,
because you never know how many people are going to get in on this big brawl.
Yeah, but that'd be a lot. Although last night, man, I was streaming fairly well. I did a live show last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I started at like 7:00, went till about 11:30. And one beer after another, just kept going, and so I used a lot of pictures so I could make trips upstairs. Yeah. I got a lot of exercise in last night just going up and down the stairs.
Yeah, well, stairs are good exercise. That's why they have a machine called the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to walk continuously upstairs, but whatever.
Well, today I've been really lucky, because I went over to my brother's place right now. Yesterday, I went ahead and I went over there and I got a small roller top desk, right? Solid oak, and this kind of stuff, and heavier than heck. Okay, so but we had to bring it from upstairs in his house down the stairs, get it into the truck, and then brought it here and then up the stairs into my daughter's room. Right?
That sounds like work.
It was, and it sucked. And my brother, of course, didn't come to help with that one, but it was a smaller desk, and so me and my wife and my daughter and her friend were the ones trying to get it up the stairs. Okay, so those three were on one end, I'm on the other. Up we go. Okay, so we finally got it in there, got it all together, and boom, done. I went back today. I got a desk for me, another roll top desk. Okay, and this one here is also solid oak, but it's like almost twice as big as that one. Right? So fortunately, he took it apart, so he had 4 different pieces to come in. So I still have to put it together. But today it was nice because it was also upstairs at his house, and so we went downstairs, put it in the back of the truck, and then from there we brought it in through the side, and then brought it downstairs into the office over here. So it was all downhill, no uphill. Nice. It was great, yeah. So. But hey, it helped me work off some of the beer from last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a lot of beer.
You keep telling yourself that.
Well, considering how much I actually normally drink.
Yeah.
There he is. And we have a special guest today.
We have a caller?
Yeah, whoops. Might help if I got the right mouse.
You're on the air.
No. Nice. First cops, now this.
Yeah.
First time listener, long time caller.
Yeah.
Let's hear. I want to make sure we got you going. Go ahead and talk some more.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what we're talking about, but chances are I don't know anything about any of it, so I'll be.
Well, then you'll fit right in because I don't know nothing about know-how.
And I can vouch for him. I can vouch for him.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyhow, everybody, this is my son, Michael. He's over in North Carolina. He is stationed at Fort Bragg. He's in the Army. He's been there. He's going to retire before me. So show off.
Well, yeah, well, so did I, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's actually got a retirement,
Yeah,
and a pension and all that.
That's when I retired before the big crash in 2008, I was all right. But then the crash happened and I didn't stop doing drugs.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, during the crash, you needed something to help you.
Right. It was a coping mechanism. See, even Mike agrees.
You need a coping mechanism.
Well, I always thought that's what the wife was for. She was,
Yeah.
Of course, I was wrong. She was why I needed the coping mechanism.
See?
Yeah.
Shh.
Yep.
I didn't say that, though.
Not out loud.
Maybe that's why she's mad at you all the time. Maybe you need to do more drugs. You ever think about that?
Ha
You
Yeah.
could be right.
I like the logic. I like the logic.
You would.
We're gonna do the scientific
Maybe
method
she
with
needs
that.
to do drugs. Maybe that's what
Ooh.
the actual problem is. Maybe she's too sober.
See?
Well, that I am pretty
I know
sure
my
you're
wife
right.
likes me more after a bottle or two of wine.
Yeah. Well, if she wasn't allergic to alcohol, maybe I should get her to start smoking weed.
What's it do? Make her legs spread?
No, actually, she breaks out into hives. She's literally allergic to it.
Ay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
She starts getting all red all over the place and just getting this rash everywhere.
Yeah, mine's like that in the sunlight. She's a vampire.
No.
Well, now.
See, I wouldn't know what my wife is like during sex. She said she's waiting for somebody special.
Did you tell her Jerry's kids are spoken for? She's gonna hate me forever, if she doesn't already.
Your wife or mine? I don't know. Yeah.
She already hates me, and she's never even talked to me.
Well, that's just because of all the bad things I'm saying about you.
What a pal! What a pal!
Well, see, when you can only tell the truth, it's hard. It's hard to hide those bad things.
Yeah. So anyway, we were talking a little bit ago about he's being shipped to Nepal, and he plans on climbing at least to the base of Mount Everest, and doing some skiing.
Nice.
Go skiing lickety split.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you actually been in the Army now?
Just over. I just crossed 16 years about 4 days ago.
Oh.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, thank you.
Four
So
more, and you're a pensioner.
Well, don't say 4. It's less than 4. It's like 3 years and 361 days. That's all I got.
Nah, because they're going to change everything. In 3 years and 63 days, they're going to put on another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, we've changed the rules. Now you have to be a 25-year veteran to get the full pension.
Yeah.
Son of a... What kind of odd number is that to sign up for? 5.
Well, I'm just figuring, that's what they keep doing to me. I mean, when I was younger and everything, you could retire at 55 and a half.
Oof.
And get for full pension, and
then, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and then they went ahead and changed it to 60, and then it went to 65, and now it's 67, and they're thinking about changing it to 69 or 70.
Yeah. Just because people are living longer, okay?
Yeah, but I'm married. What's the odds?
Your friends to keep smoking, and
Yeah, because
then you guys would die earlier, and everybody can receive their retirement. The problem is they can't afford to pay your retirement, 30 years.
Exactly. Social Security is a bankrupting itself system, so we need you to die, sir.
That is not true.
Yep.
It is not a self-bankrupting system. It's the government that's misused the money that's bankrupting the system.
Well, yeah, if we want to get to the real root of the problem. Because like I said, I retired when I was 36. And I didn't go back to work until I was 44 because, honestly, the crash did affect my finances because I didn't have a pension or anything. But I found that I was bored as hell because, and everyone said, well, you're way too young to retire. You should do something. And I was like, no. Drugs and video games are perfect. And then I find myself on Facebook 18 hours a day, and it's like, oh, bro, you need to actually get a life.
Yeah,
any kind of a life.
Yeah.
So I did the widest thing I could. I got a part-time job at a golf course.
Nice.
But now I'm retired again. So, but it's 53, so I'm pretty close to the 55.
Yeah. Me, I'm still not retired. I got a couple more years. Julana's pushing for it.
Well, but you're also trying to pay off the house.
That's why.
In a rushed way.
Yeah, she wants to pay off the house, and then she is very adamant that I am to retire.
Which is perfect. As long as the house is paid off, there's no.
Well, yeah, and I think
there's no real bills except for taxes.
I think that she has actually got it all figured out about right. Because, she knows that most men that retire, they don't live long after they retire. So she figures once the house is paid off...
retire.
I retire, I
then
die, she gets the house.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, you have life insurance, don't you?
Yeah, and she gets the life insurance.
Yeah, so
too.
she's...
Well, why is she waiting for you to retire?
Because then the house will be paid off for sure.
Yeah, and...
Because she doesn't want to use the life insurance to pay off the house. That's a waste of money.
That's it, yeah. So she wants to be able to keep the money and the house without having to put more in. Yeah, she's frugal. She's frugal.
Not a millennial. She's thinking ahead.
Yeah,
she's not
she's
worried
thinking
about
long
his
term.
satisfaction right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my wife.
It's a retirement plan, and it's admirable.
Yeah. It's not my retirement
That
plan, but
woman's
it's
been doing
hers.
that since the beginning of women.
Yeah.
Mine's got about the same plan.
Well, you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's been going on since man and woman were around. You know, Adam, when he was made and everything, you know, he was going to live forever. You know, I mean, and that was his goal. That was
Right.
God's goal. That was everybody's goal.
Yep.
Adam was going to live forever.
But then he got jealous.
Well, then he got married.
No, then he got jealous of the animals because they had friends, and he's like, God, how come I don't have a friend?
Well, yeah, and so and
How
then
come they
God
get to go
gave
bowling?
God gave him a wife,
Uh-huh.
and then he decided, okay, that's enough. I got to get out of
Yeah,
this.
see
so
how
he
mean
decided
God
to-
was? God was like, oh yeah, you don't like this? I gave you everything. Here, have a wife. See how that treats you. So we already know that God is a single dad divorced. Okay, we know that because of the way he treated Adam.
Well, we were talking earlier about how
He did all of this and he still complained.
You know what? Here's her, and stay away from that tree.
I worked for 6 days straight.
Yeah,
No break.
yeah.
And you still want more.
Yeah.
So how about this?
I wanted to sit down for 1 minute.
What?
I gotta go.
Oh, well,
I got company.
well, in that case, we're going to go ahead and call this the end of this episode. We're actually a minute and a half early, so that's good.
Woo!
I'll throw in a couple of promos or
Okay,
something. We're
do
good.
that.
So anyway, thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. Don't forget, you can go ahead and email and let us know what you think. Go ahead and make some suggestions at suggestions@rubberchickenradio.com, or you can email he and I and at Gary or Veg at rubberchickenradio.com and let us know what you think. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Any insults or anything like that, go ahead and send to
send them
Veg.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's used to it. Anyhow, thanks for watching.
It's all his fault anyway.
It is.
It is.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got big shoulders. Put it all on me. Mike, it was nice to meet you, man.
Hey, it was nice meeting you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. I'll see you. I
Okay.
at the door.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
This is what happens when